Okay, so here we are. It is April 18th. Should know this because my mother-in-law's birthday is tomorrow. We're going to be celebrating. It's a Saturday. I have passed my Master Gardener class and I've completed all 50 hours. I am still only an intern until my graduation date next year. But I've done it. I am so excited. Thought I'd show you my garden. It's getting tidier. I worked in a little bit today, despite all the rain we had for most of the day. Mostly tidying. It's still chaos, as you can see, but it's improving. You will note the green stalks have been getting dismantled. I'm going to sell those and make some other changes in the garden. So, here we are right now. I've got long beans here. One of my watermelon seeds sprouted. The other one did not, so I put another one in here. That appears to be a radish that finally decided to grow. I probably should harvest that. Behind that is a cardinal basil. I propagated last fall and kept it alive all winter long. It is much happier in the ground than it was at home. My bunching onions are a little pale. I have been fertilizing them, but I do use an organic fertilizer so it doesn't go, it doesn't show signs too quickly. I'll show you my other onions. They even look worse, my bulbing onions. But, so over here, and I guess I should point out that this is a very cool day. It got as low as 48 this morning. I think we're still in the 60s now. And it's going to kind of continue that way for the next few days. I think we're going to get down to 45 tomorrow morning. Hoping my tomatoes aren't too unhappy with me. But there's my row of tomatoes. Several of these are now mystery tomatoes because I've lost a few in that cold snap and was given 3 tomato plants by Temple Emmanuel. One of them being that one that is already got a tomato on it. So we're going to at least be able to find out what that one is fairly early. Let's see. So here is my rosin straw cherry. And then it's followed by 2 mystery plants. And I think a mortgage lifter. And a couple of creoles. I have creoles in other places though, so I'm not too terribly upset. I put creoles on this side, hoping that maybe if I've staggered them, that'll get enough room. You also see I've got some basil. Not all the basil I put out here sprouted, but that's okay, or survived. But I have some volunteers in another bed I'll show you. And that is also a creole tomato in that pot, or a grow bag. I probably should move that somewhere else. It's a 20 gallon, I think. And I've got this that I think I want to redo. I'm always wanting to redo things. Nothing has stayed the same in the 13 years I've been gardening in this space. I am relying more heavily, I feel like, on grow bags this year, since I'd gotten a whole bunch of them free last year. I still have a bunch left. I might take some to the Teplite group to just start tidying a bit more. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Let's see. So, I swear I weeded yesterday, and then with the rain, we've got grass all over the place again that I need to pull. It grows so fast around here. There is one of my volunteer basils. There's still some more over here. Of course, there's Bermuda grass because it's horrible stuff. Here is some kale, and there's a different kale. Some more long beans. I had planted cantaloupe, I think, here. It did not sprout. I reseeded that today. Same goes for my mystery melon over here. We'll see what happens. But the cucumbers, some of the cucumbers sprouted. I think those are my Market More 76. The Bet Alpha has not. I'll reseed those later. This is my strawberry spinach. It's been growing nicely. It also has something eating it. Not sure what. Another volunteer basil. Very excited. There's some more, I forget, there's some kind of mottled bean, but I'm going to be harvesting those green beans. I don't have the patience until like end of the season to let them become a dry bean. This is some kale I've been harvesting off of. I have like 4 plants of kale. I'm thinking they'll be done by the end of the month, maybe. But I've been getting 1.5 pounds every 2 to 3 days. So that's primarily what we're eating. I think Monday is going to be a potato kale soup. So I put in my traboncino and butternut squashes here. I just did 1 of each. They did not sprout. So I'll give it a few more days and then reseed if necessary. I've got some weeds. I've got some grass. I promise you I really did weed all of this yesterday after work, but all the rain today, the weeds are just very, very happy. So in here, we have some sweet peppers. These are seeds I saved from some peppers I had gotten in a bag at Costco. And they have been very happy. And they are so happy that I have peppers already. Got 2 of them. So excited. Let's see. Of course, the kale. I've got some eggplant under that. Looks like I've got an eggplant trying to grow there. Didn't even realize that. This will be the first kale I pull because I don't think the eggplant really likes to grow near brassicas. But the kale was hanging on longer than I expected. And so I'll put everything in. Okay. Got another pepper here. This is one of my jalapenos that I purchased in Louisiana. I put 5 of them out, and then I gave the 6th one in the pack away. Where else are we now? I should be a better speaker than this by now, but I'm not. Here we have the potatoes. They're huge. That parsley that's been hanging on for 2 years has finally decided maybe it's done. But just before it did this, I harvested a big old handful and have it drying. I probably not going to bother with that. I'll probably just cut that down and put it in the compost that's over there. Let's see. I have zinnias. I have them growing in between the ground cherries and garden huckleberries. And I've got bell peppers over here. That was that 6-pack I got from Louisiana. That lettuce is gone, most of it anyway, and has been fed to chickens. That one might suffer the same fate soon. We have another pepper here, and I can't seem to, oh, there's the label. It's gotten tucked down in there. That's another bell pepper. And over here is my cayenne. I really hope I get a cayenne this year. I'm really excited about that dried pepper blend I did last year. And I want to use the cayenne for that. Not the Tabasco. I'm not growing Tabasco this year. That was horrible. I mean, it was nice being able to make the little green pepper sauce, the green peppers in the vinegar for my mother-in-law and other family members, but it's not something I personally enjoy, and maybe I'll grow it again next year for her. Let's see, I've got another eggplant tucked into those behind that kale, and carrots that finally decided to sprout there and there. Let's see, what else? Oh, those are my French fingerling potatoes in the grow bags. They are doing pretty well. Oh, do you remember that Bells of Ireland that was growing in the middle of the sidewalk? I pulled it up and I stuck it in the ground, and it amazingly is still alive because I didn't cut back the branches or anything like I probably should have. Yeah, and there's my blackberries. My Arapaho are very happy. The ones on that end, the Chester, I believe it is, and the Triple Crown looks like it might. The Chester particularly looks like it might have a fungal disease, so I need to go in and take care of that. I did take care of the fungal disease on the rose, but it did rain again recently, so I'll have to recheck it tomorrow. I sprayed it with a copper fungicide and then removed as many of the leaves as I could reach. So I mentioned my onions were suffering. My garlic too. I have been fertilizing it, but it's not been enough. I added some compost in yesterday, and I'm just going to kind of hope that they make it through to harvest season. But in the meantime, I am pulling onions as I need them, and they're doing fine. There's some spring onions. These are the shallots I'm growing for the first time. I'm looking forward to that. So over here is another pepper that's trying to make little flowers and stuff. This is my paprika. So this are the beans. There are some red beans. I think I might have filmed planting those. But the okra is not sprouted. If it doesn't by next week, I will probably put some okra in. And I'm going to say, as much as I'm going to miss my master gardening classes, I am going to be excited to have more time for my own garden so that we can start getting all of this tidied up and finalized. And just pay more attention to things. This is my malakia, or Egyptian spinach, that was gifted to me, well, I guess technically gifted to my wife by a coworker in Arizona. I think she occasionally sends pictures. I killed the malakia. Okay, I gave one of the malakia away and I killed the other one. Not malakia, moringa. But I still have 3 more seeds that I will try again next year with. In here we have a volunteer tomato. Since I don't really have plans for this grow bag just yet, I thought I'd let it play out and see what happens. And as you can see, I've got grapes. That one that was so stunted last year because I had the hibiscus in front of it is doing very well this year. It seems very happy. The asparagus I planted last year is also doing pretty well. I'm not harvesting this year. I'm just going to let it play out. I wanted to show you something though with the grapes. I didn't expect to see any kind of grapes this year, but this is that red flame. And it looks like to be trying to put on some grapes. We'll see what happens. Here are some zinnias. I just kind of threw out seeds a couple weeks ago. See what happens. There's that morning glory. So like 12 years ago, I planted this really cool purple and white striped morning glory. And my lawn people pulled it all up. I thought it was gone forever, and then it cropped up last year. The thing is, now that it's back, it's pretty and I'm kind of excited about it, but you know, I'm growing grapes here now. I've got a hyssop here in between these jalapenos. This is where I grew the Tabasco last year. The hyssop had been in the green stalk for a good long while and was stunted and miserable, and it's been in this ground for a little over a week, and it is 5 times the size it was when I put it in there, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see, that's over here is one of the lavenders I got from Louisiana. That's the lavender I've had since last year. And there's my paradise rose. I've been harvesting my roses for petals so that I can make tea and jellies from it. And there's my sage plant, which is huge. My spicy oregano is over here next to the rue plant that I think I might try to propagate it for others and then see if I can dig it up and move it, because this really is not the best place for it. When I did my presentation for my Master Gardener class, I actually ended up discussing this a little bit. More in a oopsie kind of thing. These are the parsleys here that had been had been growing in my green stock for some time and did nothing. I had a parsley back here that finally bit the dust last week. And that's my French thyme and my rosemary. There's my mint bed that everyone tells me should not be in the ground, but it's been there for almost 13 years, I think, and maybe 14 years, and it's fine. I have more of a problem with the Bermuda grass getting to it than it getting into my lawn. Not that I'm going to keep my lawn long term if I can help it. Okay, I know I've got these pots like randomly sitting places. This one had a Barbados cherry in it, and I had it in the house. This year we put it in the ground up front. I'll show you that one day. And I'm hoping it survives because, well, we lost our tropical hibiscus because the calico thought it was a really cool scratching post. And I didn't think the Barbados cherry would survive another year. And then, of course, I'm still pet sitting that fig. Sandy, please tell me whenever I'm done pet sitting and I can bring it back. I probably need to go ahead and get the rat traps out of my apple tree bed and put them somewhere else, but I want to make sure we're done with all the rats. But my lemon balm is huge. My lemon thyme is huge. My comfrey is doing well, as is the Cuban oregano that I put in there. I'm just going to propagate that every year and bring it in the house, and otherwise this just seems the best place for it. And I'm not going to apologize about the rat traps. Better than poisoning the beasts. Oh. And of course they want to be here because I've got the bird feeder there. Not that it has any feed in it right now, but here is my rain gauge. It rained all morning. How much did I get? Not quite an inch, like 3/4 of an inch. I'm telling you, it rained all day. Isn't that bee balm pretty? I harvested a big hunk of it and dried it. Let's see. There's all my mints with my prickly pear and my, no, so you can see my plumerias over there, and my wife's tropical hibiscus. She got her another one. Actually, she got her 2 this year. Let's see. What else I'm sure there's some things I have not shown you yet. There's my blueberries I need to pot up and move somewhere else where they're a little more isolated from everything. Because I'm here in Texas, they have to be grown in containers. They're probably not the best variety now that I've taken my Master Gardener class, and now I need to be doing a rabbit eye, not a southern high bush, but we will see what we can do. I'll keep them alive as long as I can, and if they don't make it, I'll replace them with rabbit eye varieties. But I've got, I need to get more acidic potting soil for them, or mix them up with some coconut coir. And over here is my Greek oregano. Pretty excited about that. It's getting huge. I've got what appears to be more grass growing in amongst my asparagus. I hate that stuff. I hate grass so much. Let's see. Over here I've got a barbecue rosemary I got recently. And then there's my blackberries. It does look like it's just the Chester that's struggling. I'll spray it down with some copper fungicide once everything's a little drier around here. And it also looks like I need to trellis this bit of the triple crown. I'm hoping eventually that the blackberries will take up this full fence line, and I'll move the potting bench somewhere else. But I'm already showing lots of new growth on this Arapaho, so I might have lots of berries next year. And I've got quite a few potential berries here today. This is supposed to ripen in like early June. We'll see what happens. I have been moving my bunching onions over here because I want all my perennials here along the fence lines so that I can do what I want with these beds and change them up as I need, do crop rotations, things like that. Grass coming in from my neighbor's side, which is fine. I'll figure it out. He has blackberries growing on his side. He doesn't seem to mind. He agreed to, by the way, this is that struggling Bells of Ireland. There's the other one that's perfectly happy. But this is the one that was growing in the middle of the sidewalk, and the fact that it's even this much alive after, I think, 4 days, I'm pretty shocked. I still need to top off some of these grow bags with potatoes in them. And I guess that's really it. I still have those pile of bricks that I need to do this pathway with, but I've got a lot of other things to do. I need to install an irrigation system through here because, well, my wife needs to. She wants this to be her project, but she's in the middle of her MBA and hasn't had time, so she gets to work around all my plants, and I'm so sorry for her for that. I guess, yeah, that's it for so far. I feel like I need to plant more beans. I think that's what I kind of filled in a lot of space last year. When the potatoes come out, I'll replace those with determinate tomatoes. Actually, no, I'll probably put the determinate tomatoes down there with the onions are. And when the garlic comes out, I'll finish filling that with beans and okra. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the potato bed. I might let it, I don't know, I might put the sweet potatoes in there or something. We'll see. Although I don't really, actually I was planning on doing the sweet potatoes in the grow bags because I had a problem with them, with that hard clay underneath. It really didn't get a deep enough root to penetrate. Hello, bear. Bear, what you doing? Are you crazy? Did you hear something? Bear. Yeah, you heard something. So if I do the sweet potatoes in a grow bag, I don't know what I'm going to put there. I'll figure something out. Maybe it'll be where I start my fall crops of brassicas and stuff. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, there's my chamomile. I'm not sure if I mentioned my chamomile. I'm excited about that. I probably need to plant more of those next year because my daughter really likes chamomile tea. I'm hoping in about a month things will kind of take off and fill in. Like I said, I plan on putting some more beans out here. And I guess that's all.